Hey everybody, it's Queen Jelly and welcome back to the Toy Box. My husband is currently cooking dinner in the other room, so he'll be in here any minute. But in the meantime, I wanted to film a little intro for this video. I'm super excited. This is going to be as you can see, a Mega Bloks video. But not to worry, it is Frankie. So it is still Monster High related. This is the San Diego Comic-Con variant for the Mega Bloks Frankie Stein book nook. So it is going to be a black and white Lego set. I did order this the first day that it released. We'll check when I pause this clip. But as far as I'm aware, it's still available. The doll that was exclusive for this year, the Ghoulia Yelps, sold out in about 15 minutes. But it was one of the smoothest drops that we've had. In my opinion, I think it's because there was so much stuff releasing the same day that it kind of spread the scalpers out. So we were able to actually properly purchase what we wanted. But I do know that some people had some technical errors. Like, for instance, my partner tried to order for me. Just two people trying is better than one. And he kept getting technical errors. So, thankfully, I was able to snatch mine. So, that video will be coming as soon as they arrive. But in the meantime, we have the Mega Bloks set. As I said, this is a black and white San Diego Comic-Con variant. This is the shipper box that it came in. It came in pretty quickly. I think it shipped out in like 2 days. Because this one was considered a regular order, whereas the Ghoulia is considered a pre-order and is supposed to ship out somewhere around October time. But yeah, I was very excited about this. I didn't actually think I was going to be able to get this one, and I also didn't know it was going to be 15 minutes till the Ghoulia sold out, because, that does tend to sell really quickly. So I actually paid separate shipping for this one because I ordered the Ghoulia first really quick, because I was like, well, if I only can get one, obviously I'm going to go for the doll. They're kind of like the main focus of my collection if I have to choose between one of the core dolls. So I really wanted this set, but of course, when it comes to my collection overall, obviously focus is going to be on the dolls. So I prioritized the Ghoulia drop to make sure that I got her. I ordered her no problems, and then went back in and ordered this again because I was not sure how the stock was going to be on these. But yeah, as of filming this right now on July 29th, they are still in stock. However, this video is not going to be posted immediately, so you will just have to check when you, if you're still interested in them. However, this is, like I said, a Creations exclusive set. There is also a Dracula and a Claudine set that were released the same day that did not say Creations exclusive. So I'm guessing that there's also most likely a Frankie standard collection also coming. But I don't know where they're going to be released, because I don't know if these are going to be like a main store release. But from my understanding, like I said, the other two did not say Creations exclusive. So I don't know if it's just going to be online places or what. Because I am not a Mega Bloks collector, so I don't really know how Mega Bloks distribution goes. I just know that the black and white one is a Creations exclusive and 2 is Frankie. So they're the ones that I am very, it was the only ones I was really concerned about. This is a very heavy book. It says Monster High Frankie Stein. This die belongs to, so this is reminiscent of the Generation 1 books. We have this little image over here that's Frankie's heart, but also a little stud and a Lego brick. And then, why would anyone want to read someone else's diary without asking first? I'm going to guess that that's what the Generation 1 book also said, because I do not have it. I was this close and I was really dumb, because that's a story for another time. Anyway, 13 plus, so I feel like that's probably specifically put on here because of it being Monster High. 362 pieces, so we're probably not going to build it all in this video. I'll probably pause, build it, and then come back. It's Frankie Stein Book Lab Mega Collector Building Set. Collector Building Set specifically. Monster High here on the side. Mega Block down here. I've been building something totally voltageous in my lab lately. Want a freaky frab details, you'll have to look inside XO Frankie, and then the Mattel Creations logo and Frankie Stein. And yeah. The sides here do look like pages. Obviously it is a solid piece there, and then we can open it up. Oh, this is so cool. I'm gonna guess that this is the instructions. It is. So these are the instructions. I will probably like look at how long it takes, but this is it looks like a journal or like the notebooks, and that is so cool. Again, it says Frankie Stein Diary and the book lab down here instead of the text. Mega Collector Building Set, and the same thing it said on the back of the box here. But yeah, here is the set. So I pulled out the bags of parts, and I've come to bag number 1 here, just so because I wanted to show you guys the little Frankie. So we do have her legs right here, which are really cute. They do have little holes here at the bottom so they can stand in the set. And then we have bendable legs. Interestingly, they kind of, in my opinion, bend kind of high. Because that kind of feels like almost like mid-calf, but also I guess it's just like really long lower legs and then short upper legs. We have their torso with the little grippy hands, with nice long arms, and a little black top, rubber skirt. So we could just put that through the peg, and then we take this part and clip it in the top. And then we have Frankie's head here. Very cute, which we'll take a look at it, you know, all together as well. It's a little ball joint, so it is like a little tiny doll. Very cute. Very tight, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It'll probably loosen up over time as well. And then their tie, which is this Generation 1, clearly styled after, so she, her, or they, them pronouns is correct. And then we have the headpiece that goes on the top. It's just a little red rubber head cap. Her tie got spun around. We'll stick that peg back in the top, and there we go. We now have our black and white Mega Block figure. Our little Frankie here. Super cute. Very articulated. We have some nice movement at the leg. Like I said, we have that kind of like knee joint is what I'm going to call it. It's just a very short upper leg. And then the arms move up and down, but not side to side. And then we have the ball joint on the head. So we have up, down, left, and right. Nice. So this will be fun to put into our set. Like I said, I am going to pause here, go ahead and build it, and I will see if I can maybe like time it, see how long it takes, just to kind of give that info. But yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and build it with you guys because there is a lot of pieces and a lot of bags, and like pages of instructions. So yeah, cool. I'm gonna go take a look at this and I will be back. Okay, so I will admit it has been quite some time. It's actually the next morning, but that's not because it took me that long to build it, I promise. It was only about a 2-hour build. I did time it, and that does include the teeny bit of a rebuild that I had to do, which we'll talk about in a minute. But it was definitely just like I said, we'll talk about it in a minute. But here is the outside of it, all complete. Some quick highlights that I did not point out that I want to in the packaging, is that this is actually a magnet closure here on the front. See, it doesn't open unless you want it to. The set does fit back inside the box, as I was curious if it would. However, the lid doesn't close super well with the set inside, but it can. It just is really hard because of this. So if you took out the instruction manual, it fits really nicely inside. It's just a little too thick with the instruction manual. I will be taking some pictures and adding them to the pictures at the end of these pages, but there are diary entries here. So the very first one we put Frankie together, it says, "I had a strange dream last night. Everything was black and white, and not just my outfit, but my bed, my walls, my entire room, everything. Actually, it was pretty creeperific, like not normie at all. I guess no more ghost chili pizza before bed." And that was a 16th of October. And then as we go through, it tells you, you know, which bag, which, so basically it just says bags 2 and 3, and then I guess you're supposed to just like dump them out. I'm used to building model kits, which tell you like exactly where everything was. So just having like a pile of stuff and not knowing which bag came from what was a little bit confusing for me. Also, again, there are color indicators in the images, but there's not those actual colors on the pieces. So that's where I was talking about that I did have to do a little bit of a rebuild, because in this very first piece, you're using this gray piece, but this is indeed a gray piece and not a black piece. I accidentally used the black piece, so then later when I needed the gray pieces, or when I needed the black pieces, I had gray, so I thought I was sent the wrong color parts. But I was able to, essentially, I built the whole thing, and then I went backwards through the book and was able to figure out where I did it wrong. There is another point in which I messed up a color brick, and I will also point that out. But that's something to be aware of if you want to build this Mega Block set, that it is in black and white, so it does add, honestly, a little bit of difficulty. But once you get used to which colors are which in the guidebook, it's not as hard. And then here on with step 19, we come to our next diary entry where it says on the 7th of May, I have a biology test today and I totally blanked. I got so anxious, my arm fell off. So I bolted back to my room to recharge and fix the situation. Seeing my bones under the lights always makes me want to scream, "It's alive," just like Dad does. This is step showing you to remove the part from the light brick, because this does come with 2 light bricks, which I will show you where they are and how they work in just a minute. Again, I'm just looking through for those diary entries in here. This piece does have a few, I don't know if any of these are unique, like, shapes or anything. Again, I'm not a Mega Bloks collector. My local stores don't even carry a lot of Mega Bloks stuff. Mega Bloks seems to do mostly, from what I've been able to research, it seems like a lot of like fandom collections. They don't release like a lot of just like standalone sets, so they do a lot of like Pokemon and stuff like that. And then it's just this last one here at the end, which is set for the 24th of July, which which I realized is, so again, this is a San Diego Comic-Con set. At least that's where it was released. It's also available in Mattel Creations. As I said, that's where I got it, but it is a Comic-Con exclusive / Mattel's Creation exclusive. It will not be in regular retailers. This entry was set on the 24th of July, which is a date as to which San Diego Comic-Con either happened or the right before, but I'm pretty sure that is the date that these released, was the 24th of July. And then there is a big event going on at Monster High today, so I made sure my room is looking spooktacular, like a picture in a book. I've got all my beakers lined up, my bed is made, and of course, a Volt Station is ready when I need it. I can't wait to hang out with my ghoul friends. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's supposed to be in reference to that. And then here it's showing the light bricks, and then it shows you the contents of everything that came inside. And then I've been building something totally voltageous in my lab today. Want a freaky fabulous details? You'll have to look inside. XOXO Frankie. So that is the instructions there. and then the box a little bit more, and then we come to the set, which is super cute. It has a lot of little tiny details, a lot of fun surprises. So this is your last spoiler warning before I show you all the freaky fabulous details inside the box. So as you can see, it does have this lid top here, as well as these really neat pieces on either side. And here around the top, I really like these marbling pieces because as you can see, each one of them is unique, which means each and every one of these sets is going to look a little bit different, which I think is really neat. Mine kind of makes this really cool starburst. I did not do that on purpose. I just put the pieces together, but I really like how that came out. I'm also seeing this kind of like gap here. I feel like if I put this piece down here, it would look kind of cool with that one. But, you know, I just think that the marbling is so unique. And then we have the Frankie Stein diary. Why would anyone want to read someone else's diary without asking first? And then on the side, as you saw, it's blank. It doesn't have anything on the back. The roof does come off easily. It is attached to it with 4 pegs, so that way it can be easily placed and removed because it is meant to, so that you could open the book. And there's the clear. You can also like open one side and kind of put it back on top if you want. I guess in theory you could probably put it as an overhang like that. Oh, it's actually cute. I hadn't done that yet. But I'm going to take it off so we can see into the set easily. As I said, there are 2 light bricks in this set. So the first one is up here at the front. It does a kind of quick blinks so that the lightning bolts flash. The lightning bolts are actually meant to sit right here on the top of these 2 bricks. There are studs right here that I'm touching. However, they tend to pop off really easily, so I just put them next to them. These 2 on the front also seem to come off really easily. The other light brick is hidden here behind Frankie's poster, so if we press on her face, it should light up. I do feel like these are a little bit slower blinks and then a little bit fast blinks, but they're a little bit of a different light pattern, which I think is really cool. They did come in 2 separate bags in 2 different areas of the build, so they're definitely intended to be in those 2 spots, which I think is really a nice design. And then we have this really cute panel down here that has her skeleton printed on it. These lightning bolts that are on the front and down there are supposed to be glow in the dark. It does say that in the instructions. I have not tested them. Besides the glow feature, there are a couple moving parts as well inside this build. So we have our laptop over here, which does open and close. I did take a picture of the printing, and that will also be at the end of this video. But it does appear to me to be like information about the set. So like essentially like the code number that would be in the database for this set. From what I can tell, obviously, again, I'm not super knowledgeable about that stuff, but that seems to be what that is to me. This here is a little, I don't want the whole desk. I just want this piece. I guess we're taking the whole desk. So this is a microscope piece. This is also one of the places where I got the bricks mixed up. So this light gray piece I had accidentally placed here where the dark gray piece is supposed to be. So when I looked at it, I was able to find it and then put it back into this part of the build. So again, this panel down here, it's actually 3 bricks. So this is a brick, brick, brick. And then under here, this gray brick, those were the first parts I mixed up, but that's because this was at the very, very beginning of the build. So I did not know the color variations yet. So I accidentally put the black piece there that was supposed to go down here. So then once I went back to the very end, I was able to figure it out. And because of this being the light brick here, which does have a replaceable battery, this part's pretty easy to disassemble so that you can get to the light brick. So it wasn't that hard to get to, especially because the set does come with a brick separator, which is really nice. I only really had to use it for this piece here. The other part of the rebuild, obviously, was pretty easy to do. Put that back on there. And then that's the plate that goes here at the front. But yeah, I think overall, I mean, again, as someone who doesn't build these kinds of things on the regular, I do other like I said, I do like model kits and stuff. I felt like it was pretty easy. It took me like 2 hours, which I feel like is a good time for a build. Again, because you want, like, building it is part of the, the reason that you're buying a Mega Block set is because you're building it, right? Anyway, I digress. I get distracted too easily. Moving parts. We have a spinning wheel back here that's connected, that looks like it's connected to these tubs back here. And then this Frankie piece that I was just showing you that does remove and clip in pretty easily does have a tilting feature. So I'm going to actually turn it this way so we can see it. You can fully rotate it back. It is a little stiff, which again is good because that means it's not going to move on its own, but it does mean that sometimes the parts will pop off. But thankfully, again, it is a building kit, so they're easy to put back in place. And then we also have these up here at the top of it that do move from side to side. And also, yes, here it is. Next to the light up brick over here, we do also have a switch that's, it's a live power switch, which is really cute. And then these one can move in theory, but you don't really need them to move once you have them set right, which I did originally have it set up here, but as you can see, I kept getting knocked down because when you put the lid on, it pushes it below it. So then I just realized that and settled it a little bit lower. So but yeah, those are the moving parts. We also have this little note over here that says study for science test. Again, a lot of this stuff I will have pictures at the end a little bit closer up, but we'll take a little nice look if we can. I really like this printing back here. My only thing is that it does not line up, but all the bricks are identical. It's not a random pattern. They are exactly matched. But as you can see, there's kind of a half lightning bolt on this side, but this side does not have the matching half lightning bolt pattern. Thankfully, because there's a lot going on there, it's not really super noticeable, but that is something that bothered me while doing the build, is that those parts did not line up, especially because they are all identically printed. And then there's the black and white Frankie. And then again, you can easily close up with everything inside. And the thing that sticks out are these little lightning bolts, which we could like put somewhere else on the build to kind of keep them in if we felt we needed to. Let me just... So this is where they show them. However, they're not really, they're identical pieces. If they had flipped it so that they fit like this, it would be perfect. But they're both identical pieces, so they don't really fit well right next to each other on these teeny bricks. But there they are, just so you can see. And then I think the idea is that we're supposed to be able to put Frankie on it and kind of make them light up, essentially. So, yeah. I think this is a really adorable set. I love the, the play elements to it. Like I said, I don't think it was too difficult to build. I think other than the figuring out what color represented what in the book, because obviously, like, printed isn't going to be exactly one-to-one to what it actually is. But once I figured that out, it was not bad. But that's just something that comes with a set like this that's going to be, in a monotone, or I guess, yeah, in a monoscale build. If you had all pink bricks, it would be the same kind of issue. So you may come across those kind of issues when you build the other sets, because there is, again, as I mentioned earlier, also a Drac and a Claudine. From my understanding, again, they're not Mattel Creations exclusives. However, which again, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, I did film the first half last night and then this morning, so I don't remember exactly what I said. But again, I'm not entirely sure how the distribution is going to go for those, because again, my local stores don't really carry a lot of Mega Blocks that I see. The only Mega Blocks that I've really seen are at the end caps with the Duplos. So I'm not, really sure how that's going to go. I have seen the Lego sets, or sorry, the Pokemon sets in the past from Mega Bloks at my Target. But yeah, hopefully we will be able to find the other ones in person. And like I said, if there is a colored Frankie version, I may get it just for the comparison of it. But I may not. We'll see. It just kind of depends on when and if I find it. But I have no confirmation on a colored version. But I think it would be weird if they only released a regular Dracula and a regular Claudine in stores and did not release any regular Frankie to go with them. Again, as a collector and someone who's, you know, buying off Mattel Creations and stuff, I understand it. But if I was a regular, like, not as into the deep collector, or, you know, just a regular fan of Monster High, and they only had 2 of the ghouls and not all 3 of them, it would be kind of confusing to me. So, and like I said, these parts don't. Lightning bolts are the only thing that I really have issue with it coming off, because it's this little tiny clip that's supposed to go in this little tiny hole. Yeah. There. Cool. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed as much as I did, because I very much enjoyed this build and I enjoy this set. I'm really glad to have it added to my collection, and I also really like this nice box that it came with. I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do with it yet, but it definitely is good for holding something, because it does have that nice magnet closure, and if nothing else, it's a good place to keep this protected, because I feel like that's a nice place. It's a nice slim fit, so, you know, it can keep this in here without having to worry about the parts, you know, falling apart easily on you. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you also very soon in the next one. Bye!